suppose after a disappointing day out the last year, what has the vibes been like in the camp over the last 2 weeks?
I suppose, Valerie, listen, we're all very disappointed with the performance last day against Cork. Wasn't good enough, It is what it is, though. Those 2 points are gone now, and that's it. So it's a case of turning it around as quickly as you possibly can. And to be fair, it wasn't difficult to refocus the minds. The players were very disappointed with their own performance after the game, and all we can do is try and rectify that now on Sunday. And we've worked very, very hard over the last 10 days. Worked really hard last week, and we still have a bit of work to do this week, but probably even that in 2 weeks now, to be honest with you.
Looking back at the game, what are the things that you needed to improve on?
Sure, across the board, every department really, being honest about it. Work rate wasn't good enough, our use of the ball wasn't good enough, and the things that we would pride ourselves on just weren't there. So listen, it is what it is. It's a 4-game series. That's game 1. There's still an awful lot to play for, but at the same time, I think our focus has been very much polarised on this one game now coming up against Waterford.
Any injury updates, John, ahead of this weekend?
Yeah, Tom Conlon has resumed full training, which is a big plus for us now, and he's doing well. David Dempsey picked up a knock last week to his hand, which will exclude him from this week's game. And Seamus Flanagan is doing well, but we're still not sure that he'll be in contention for this weekend now, probably the weekend after. But he's doing well at the same time, considering it was a hamstring injury, so it takes a couple of weeks for us to settle down and get back to full strength again. So he's doing well though, he's doing really well.
You're not the type that would react by making wholesale changes because of the Cork game, but was there any guys that would put their hands up now and giving you a real headache going out to water?
Listen, our in-house work has been very competitive over the last 2 weeks. If it wasn't to be something radically wrong, the guys obviously who weren't playing the last day obviously want to put their best hand forward, foot forward in terms of looking for inclusion this weekend. But that would, you'd expect that to be the case anyway. But in particular, I'd say since the last day, the fellas have really ratcheted up things and made a huge effort. So, and likewise, the guys that played the last day, were very disappointed with their performance. So, they've been working hard to rectify that and train as well, and to bring their performance levels up. So it's a double-edged sword, if you like. But we've got to find the happy medium there in the middle and get our selection process right for the weekend.
In a game where you're trying to control the controllables as much as you can for the players, Walsh Park throws a bit of a spanner in the works, doesn't it? Not everyone's used to it. Not everyone's used to it, no, but sure, we had never played in the new Park Keeve last year either, so and most of the lads hadn't played in Croke Park before the game last year either. So, sometimes a new venue can be something that you can actually take inspiration from, and it's fresh and it's novel and it's new, and anything like that generally, is great for the players in terms of bringing out the best in themselves. So that's not something that would concern us in any way.
We're playing a Waterford team we've already met this year. What did you learn from that game? I know it was a big final win for them, but what have you made of Park fans Waterford so far?
I haven't really focused very much on Waterford's set up for the last 2 weeks from the point of view of we've enough to worry ourselves in terms of getting ourselves right first. But listen, they had a very good league campaign, albeit they probably were disappointed with their performance in the final last day. But I've been down to see them play on a couple of occasions during the year. The most notable one was the game against Clare in the league, and they were sensational that day. I think they scored 124 from play, I think something like that day, which was just an incredible scoreline. And whilst they've had a difficult campaign so far, I would be expecting a really, really strong defence of their second home game at home this time around. So listen, there's no complacency. I can assure you, going into the game, everybody understands there's an awful lot at stake. It's serious stuff now at this stage, and it's a case of meet the battle and take it on head on. And I've no doubt it'll be a really, really tough contest for us now on Sunday.
John, we spoke about energy levels last time out. How do you make sure that the energy levels are where they need to be, and are you confident they will be where they need to be on Sunday?
Yeah, listen, I'm confident that there's a capacity with that group of players that we have, that one poor game isn't going to make a bad team out of them. they had a poor performance, that's it. You know, we take stock, we analyse it, we get a bit of feedback from the players, and we move on. And I've seen nothing wrong with the energy levels in every occasion that we've gotten together since that game. In fact, the energy levels have gone through the roof in the last 10 days. And, you know, if we can bring the energy that we've had in training for the last 10 days to the game on Sunday, it won't be energy that will be short of any.
And the fact that you now have a game under your belt, are you expecting that to make a big difference in terms
Well,
of
they've 2 games under their belt, so, you know, you can equate that to whichever way you want. Listen, this game is, you know, in some respects, you know, just part of the process of going through the competition, if you like. And as I said before, you expect to incrementally improve from game to game during going through the process. We've a lot of improvement to do, you know, and every aspect of the way we play the game. We know that. We know our performance against Cork was well below par, and it will take a significant response from the players in order to bring it back up to the levels that we're looking for from them, and what the levels they're looking from themselves as well.
And just even for the last day, would you say that it was even a poor 35 minutes from Limerick, not a whole kind of poor performance over the course of the 70s?
It was probably more apparent in the second half, obviously, you know. But it can be very difficult when the momentum of the game swings against you, as it did in that game. You know, maybe 10-12 minutes into the game, the momentum swung in Cork's favour. And you know, they were getting stronger as the half went on, and we were just finding it very difficult to arrest that momentum that they had. We needed something dramatic to change the flow of the game, and we didn't find it. So you know, we very nearly found it with a couple of goal chances, but we just didn't find that little bit that would arrest it and give ourselves, you know, that impetus to turn the momentum back around. So listen, that's the Cork game. It's done. It's dusted. You know, 2 points lost. We have 2 points on the board on Sunday to go after, and we're going to hunt them down as hard as we can, and we'll leave everything out on the pitch on Sunday. We have to.
John, you said immediately after the game that you would analyse and look for learnings of your preparation from a management and players' point of view. Has that led you to change anything over the last 2 weeks, or?
Not necessarily change anything, but look for more from everything we're doing. You know, change can be counterproductive as well, you know. So it's just looking to do everything that we're doing to a higher level, whether it's in terms of our intensity, in terms of our touch work, in terms of, you know, everything we do, that we're nailing every single thing, our preparation off the pitch, away from the group, you know, our gym work, our diet, sleep, whatever it might be. And I think players, to be fair, have responded really, really well in that regard over the last 10 days, and I'm sure that it won't be for the want of what they've done in the lead up to the game, preparation for the game, that will, you know, result in anything other than a good performance.
It's the first week of 3 successive Sundays as well. When you lose your first game, is there a tendency to maybe forget about the 3-game process and put a full 100% focus on getting that first result?
I think everybody, no matter what, you know, when you have the 3 games, you know, you're going to deal with them as they come along, right? You can have all the grandest plans in the world, but the bottom line is it's points on the board you want, and our priority, number 1 this weekend, is to get 2 points on the board. That is our ultimate aim, to get that performance that we know we have in us as a collective, to get that out of us, whether it be players or management, to get that performance out of ourselves and get those 2 points on Sunday. That's all that matters this weekend. We'll deal with the weekend after Sunday, but for the moment it's all about Sunday.
The league final, I'm guessing, will have no bearing. It's 9 weeks later, but at the same time you have a confidence in the met Waterford. You have been the victors on a couple of occasions under your name.
Yeah, we played them in a challenge match last January too, and they gave us a nice trimming over on benches, so I could reference that game as well. So, you know, I don't have to go too far back in the catalogue of matches we played to know that, you know, if we're not right, they'll do us over. Simple as that. So listen, each one of these games takes on a life of its own. I've often said that. I've said it on numerous occasions. There's a lot at stake for both sides on Sunday, and for our part, we'll be just doing the very, very best to prepare as best we can and produce the best performance we can, and leave it all out there on Sunday and see where it takes us.
It's ultimately a group phase, but is it old-fashioned knock at hurling for you almost at this stage?
It's not really, no. There are, if you want to drill down into the permutations, combinations, there are, but at the end of the day, there's so many players involved in terms of teams and scenarios and outcomes. Like, you can only control the controllables. You can only affect the ones that you can control. And for us, the next variable that we can control is the game on Sunday and our performance on Sunday. And if we think beyond that, it's going to mean that it's going to affect our performance. So for the moment, we just have to be absolutely, totally and utterly focused on our performance for Sunday and maximising that performance to get the best result we can on Sunday. We'll deal with the consequences afterwards.
You have travelled away well throughout the league and championship for the last couple of years.
We've a great away record at the moment. We're travelling really well. I suppose they're good reference points for us to have, you know. Gone to Wexford, gone to Nolan Park, gone to Cove Park, gone to Innis. So we've gone to Pierce Park last year. There's loads of reference points for us having gone away in turning up in good form and getting in good shifts and good performance out of ourselves. So venue's not a concern for us at all. Okay, that's it.